So, Drew Pavlou here says, the Church of England decided this week to cover the interior of the oldest cathedral in England in graffiti in order to represent the voices of marginalized communities. The very what does rev mean in this context? I'm not a religious guy really, so I don't really know what the use of rev is going to mean. Not reverend, because he's not that, right? The very Rev David Monteith, Dean of Canterbury, said, there is a rawness which is magnified by the graffiti style, which is disruptive. It's unfiltered and not sanitized. This exhibition intentionally builds bridges between cultures, styles, and genres to allow us to receive the gifts of the younger people who have much to say. It's actually stunning how much the elite of Britain hate their own culture and civilization. You couldn't even invent this as satire. They're literally scrawling graffiti on the walls of ancient cathedrals. Everything beautiful is just torn down and destroyed. And here's what he's crying about. Here's what he's crying about. So now I would be like, if this was actually graffiti, I might be like, what the why have they done that? Really? That looks like shit. If this was actually graffiti, if that's actually what it was, but it's not. These are vinyl stickers. They're vinyl stickers. They've just got an event on, an exhibition on, at the church, at the cathedral, where they've got vinyl stickers up that have been designed by local kids from different backgrounds. It's like the most nothing, it's like nothing. Nothing has happened. Who gives a fuck? Nothing has happened. But JD Vance is like quote tweeting this and like boosting this and shit. It's baffling. They're mad about stickers for a fucking temporary event. It's just like an event to get like younger kids of different backgrounds involved with the church. Is that not... now, forgive me if I'm wrong. Is part of Christianity not spreading the gospel? Is like part of the justification of like colonialism, not the idea of going to these, you know, savage, lawless, godless lands, sharing the wisdom of Christ with them? Is that not part of Christianity? Is that not like a key part of the religion? That was my understanding. So I'm not quite sure. I'm really not quite sure why they're so upset about the church doing outreach to younger generations in different backgrounds. I'm not sure why that's a problem. I'm really lost on this one. I'm going to be real. Fortunately, guys, Christian scholar, Nux Taku has weighed in. As we all know, is a devout Christian. Hello, fellow Christians. Hello, fellow Christians. Hello, fellow whites. Hello, fellow Americans. What's he got to say? Hi, Jew here. Hi, Jew here. Out of respect for minorities, we're going to vandalize a holy site. Yeah, is that vandalism? Vandalism is when the people in charge of a property say, yes, you can do a temporary art installation here. And they do a temporary art installation. That's vandalism, apparently, guys. That's vandalism. When the people that are responsible for deciding how the property is decorated give explicit permission, nay, invite people to install art, which is temporary. It's in there and then removed. That's vandalism, apparently, guys. This is more accurate than anyone cares to admit. The West was founded on Christian biblical values, and the twisting and corruption of these values are the greatest threat we face. First commandment. I am God and you shall have no other gods before me. The perversion and eradication of biblical values to push hedonistic, immoral agendas as a staple in modernized religious doctrine. Okay, how are they... So, how is this hedonistic and immoral? This works crazy good on mentally disabled people. On, like, slightly mentally disabled people who either don't realize they're disabled or think it's, like, not a big deal because it's just autism. This works crazy. This works crazy on them. People with, like, mental disability or low IQ and haven't had the resources to help them deal with it, this hits like fuck. This hits like fuck. See, I don't really understand where the hedonism is. Or immoral agenda. Second commandment. You shall not make for yourself an idol or worship any other gods. Woke priests and rabbis are inclusive to all faiths and invite Satanists and pagan worshippers into holy spaces. What? How is that relevant to this? Wait, does that happen? They're inviting Satanists into church? Even if that's the case, you should not make for yourself an idol or worship. Yeah, they're not doing that. They're trying to get other people to stop doing that, right? That would be the point of allowing those people into the church, is to try and bring them in. The idea would be, yeah, you're not doing that. You're not joining in on their worship. You're trying to get them to see the value of your worship. Right? I don't really understand that one either. That doesn't make any sense either. This guy literally, I'm pretty sure Nux just pumps shit into Grok and just like takes the points from there. I'm pretty certain. Woke priests and rabbis are inclusive to all... Oh wait, we read that one. Third commandment, do not say the Lord's name in vain. The endless mocking of religion and biblical verses in every form of media is relentless. They're being mean to Christians in media. They're being mean to Christians in media. Wah. This guy loves Fuentes, by the way. This guy's a Jew who says he loves Fuentes, who spends all of his time mocking, like, you know, fucking the Talmud and, you know, how there's the string around New York and like whatever the fuck, you know, like he does not. It's not like no one online gives a fuck about Jewish law or any of that shit. Everyone's making fun of it, you know. Everyone's making jokes about Shabbos guys and all this shit. It ain't, you know, it ain't just Christians. And you don't have a problem when people are doing it to even your own religion. Even in a hyper-progressive society where no mocking is permitted, the only one permitted to mock is God. So you're only allowed to make fun of God. Okay, I don't know what world this guy's living in. So I understand it felt like a little bit like, oh, there's like hate campaigns will go after you and get you fired if you say like anything like back in 2020. I kind of get that vibe. I kind of get like that you would feel like that back then, or you know, like, oh, YouTube will ban you for saying like anything. Feeling like that back then, that kind of makes sense. It hasn't been like that in a minute. It has not been like that in a minute. Like, you can basically do whatever you want online right now. No one gets banned for anything. There is no day where it's socially acceptable. Oh, wait. Fourth commandment, remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. There is no day where it's socially acceptable to remember that God created the universe and rested on the seventh day. Despite acknowledging the scientific order, yet merely stating it's God-induced will result in endless mockery, but only if you're a Christian. What? What? Is he saying, okay, you know, people are so mean to Christians. The Christians can believe in evolution, but if they think it was caused by God, then they're still mocked. Yeah, it's like a retarded thing to think. Now, are there some progressive lefties that will only mock Christianity because they feel safe doing it? Yeah, but everyone is like that. Like there are always weak people. Nux being one of them. Let's be totally clear. Nux is one of these weak people. There are always weak people who will only mock the groups or the beliefs that are safe to mock within their social space. Right? Obviously, Nux is that person. He will never mock something that is unsafe for him to mock in his, you know, whatever group he's trying to get into. That's why he's only become a right-winger after getting rejected from, like, V Shoujo and Trash Taste and all these places, you know. Fifth commandment, honor your father and your mother. Colleges and schools across the West teach you to do the exact opposite of honoring your parents because your parents are racist fascists that aren't progressive enough. What? When the colleges and schools tell you not to love your parents, what world are you living in? Like, what world are you living in? Seriously. That's bad. That is like just bizarre. Like, what do you think is happening? You think you go into secondary school or whatever, and they're like, okay, guys, make sure you fucking hate your parents. Never talk to your parents about anything, and make sure you fucking hate them. Yeah, I saw Nick Andros. Nux hate. There's a market for this. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it emerging. I'm seeing it, like, clear as day. That there is a significant market for Nux hate. Chronic just needs... Dude, Chronic's account bangs. This guy just needs to post more. Just keep posting. We need, like, a Chronic post. Every hour and a half. Every 2 hours. A clip every 2 hours. We need yeet level posting from this guy. Yeah, I don't know what world this guy's living in. This is just bizarre. Sixth commandment. You should not murder. In the United States alone, there are over 1 million abortions performed per year, with over 99% of them done purely due to convenience, under 1% medical issues or rape cases. 99% are purely convenience. Yeah, that's a nice way of totally distilling that. There's, like, yeah, economic issues is like purely convenience, of course. And let's just grok this. Let's just grok this. Let's use Elon's right-wing AI. Is this true? Let's grok it. Rape is less than 1% of abortions. Incest is 0.5. And further, 1 to 3% performed for health reasons. So that's just like not true. 96% are not done due to rape, incest, or medical emergencies. So yeah, medically necessary rape or incest is like 4%. So that's just like untrue. Obviously, it's not a huge difference. Like, well, I mean, it is kind of a huge difference because it's for like, if you say it's 1%, but it's actually 4%. That's actually 4 times the amount you said it was. But whatever, you know, whatever. But either way, saying it's all purely convenience, that's retarded too, because a lot of these are going to be like poor families that really can't afford to have kids, and you know, if they had those kids, then you'd just be, you know, in 20 years when that kid grows up and robs someone, you'll be making a YouTube video about how that kid should have been shot by police. So do you want the kid alive or not, Nux? Which way do you want this? Which way do you want this? Seventh commandment: you should not commit adultery. Open marriages are completely socially accepted, and infidelity is more common in the modern day than in any age in all of history. Wow, boo-hoo. Boo fucking, people be fucking, boo-hoo. Man, Christians are so fucking, I mean Jews too, are so fucking boring, huh? No, you can't just cheat on your wife, no. Eighth commandment: you should not steal. In Western nations, every time there is a leftist instigated protest, it always comes with a side of mass looting, robbery, and vandalism, with near zero prosecution for any of these criminals. That's just not true. That's just untrue. They do get prosecuted. They do get prosecuted. What do you mean? Dude. Oh my god. Ninth commandment: you shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. The mainstream media has reached ironic levels of falsehoods in almost every... Well, wasn't the mainstream media lie a lot? Unlike Nux Taku, whose videos are actually totally factually sound, and you can never find any disinfo in any of them. And he certainly wouldn't go onto a Cheetos stream to start justifying the killing of a journalist by the IDF without having any significant evidence for it. Yeah, this guy going to hell. This guy going to fucking hell. Nux Taku, eternal Satan sodomy session for crimes against humanity. Crimes against the human race. Eternal Satan sodomy session for you. For all culture war grifters. He's going Sheol. Dude. Yes! This is a quote tweet about the fucking Church of England graffiti shit. Socialism, so you shall covet anything that belongs to your neighbor. Socialism is literally a system designed to covet the wealth and possessions of people that earned it and to redistribute it to people that didn't. Eat the rich is literally the covetous slogan. They violate the top 10 on an industrial scale when they're proud of it. Okay, it's so retarded. It's so retarded. You can literally do like almost all of these for right as well. Like, how easy would it be to go through these and do it for the right? Like, first commandment, I'm God, you shall have no other gods before me. Anytime Trump breaks any of the rules in the Bible, people excuse it and basically worship him above any kind of god that they could have. Second commandment, you shall make yourself an idol or worship any other gods. I mean, we need to do the same thing again. Third commandment, do not say the Lord's name in vain. I mean, they all do. And Trump fucking held up that Bible wrong and all that shit. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. I mean, none of them do that. Honor your father and your mother. And maybe you can say that right-wingers do that, I guess. You shall not murder. Okay, well, they certainly don't give a fuck about that. They will excuse the tranny killing. You shall not commit adultery. Yeah, Trump does adultery. Easy. You shall not steal. Well, yeah, I mean, they literally steal constantly. We just saw insider trading live. You shan't give false testimony against your neighbor, not even worth responding to. You shan't covet anything that belongs to your neighbor. I mean, they're literally talking about taking fucking Greenland and invading Canada. So, nice one, retards. Okay, easy. Easy. It's literally that easy. And you actually claim to believe it. Lefties don't. Stats on the dog shit tweet. Huge, bro. That well, not even huge. 33k. Not huge, really. But yeah, this shit's just mad retarded. I don't even know what JD Vance said about this shit. What's the JD Vance tweet? Oh, it was cultural suicide. What is this?
A centuries-old symbol of English heritage has become the latest flashpoint for cultural controversy. The United Kingdom's Canterbury Cathedral...
Yeah, it's literally, the tweet makes no sense. It's temporary. Just say, you don't like anything that you can associate easily with minorities, and you wish they would all just go away. You wish you never had to see minorities, never had to think about minorities existing. Just they would all just go away, and everything would just be white and how it was before. That's what you want. Because none of this matters. This is a temporary set of stickers that have been placed on walls in a church you don't visit. So you don't give a fuck, do you? Really?
Cathedral, the nation's oldest and one of its most revered places of worship, shocked visitors on Friday with the installation of graffiti-style art along its stone walls and columns. The display coincided with the historic appointment of Sarah Mullally as the first female Archbishop of Canterbury, intensifying debate around the Church of England's modern artistic choices.
Boo-hoo.
Titled Hear Us. The installation used large stickers simulating graffiti to pose deeply personal questions to God, ranging from God, what happens when we die? To, why did you create hate when love is by far more powerful? According to The Times, the project was inspired by collaboration with marginalised communities and a team of skilled artists, conceived by poet Alex Vellis and curator Jacqueline Creswell. Cathedral staff defended the artwork, noting that historical graffiti, including Mason's marks, pilgrim inscriptions and religious symbols, has long existed within the building. Public reaction, however, was swift and scathing. US Vice President JD Vance condemned the installation on social media, saying, "It is weird to me that these people don't see the irony of honouring marginalised communities by making a beautiful historical building really ugly."
Dude.
Brian Knight seemed...
I hate rap music. I hate rap music. Ass tweet. I hate rap music. Ass tweet. Just, it's like, okay, man. Okay, bro. Who cares? Why do you care? Why are you investing in this? It's a fucking church in a country you don't live in. Why do you care?
Senior counsel at Alliance Defending Freedom echoed the sentiment, calling it the equivalent of a middle-aged elementary school teacher trying to rap to reach the kids. Demeaning, embarrassing...
I mean, this is like a fine tweet, that's true. Yeah, it's like lame. I agree it's lame. All church shit is lame, though.
Productive for all involved. Criticism extended to prominent tech figures. Elon Musk tweeted, Whoever approved this travesty should be fired immediately.
Your dad is
adding,
a pedophile. Your
Relentless
dad is a fucking
anti-Western
pedophile and rapes your
propaganda
sister.
has
Dude, your dad is a pedophile and rapes your sisters.
made so many people in the West want to suicide their own culture. Unfortunately, propaganda works. Defending the project, David Monteith, Dean of Canterbury, emphasised that the graffiti-style transfers were temporary and would leave no permanent marks. Monteith told Fox News Digital,
Seeing the bold graffiti-style transfers juxtaposed against the cathedral's stonework is undoubtedly jarring and will be unacceptable for some. But how can considering sincere questions of faith and meaning within a place of worship be interpreted as sacrilegious or a travesty? People will love or hate our Hear Us installation, no question. But I would encourage people to come and experience the artworks for themselves and make up their own minds.
Wow.
this is not the first time the Church of England has courted controversy with contemporary art. In 2017, amid the Syrian refugee crisis, artist Arabella Dorman transformed St James's Church in Piccadilly, London with Suspended, a display of 700 salvaged refugee garments hung over parishioners, blending social commentary with sacred space.
Yeah, well, there was a problem with this.
Canterbury Cathedral now stands at the centre of a fierce cultural debate, a battleground where centuries of tradition clash with modern expressions of faith and social awareness.
Okay. Well, I mean, I literally cannot see the outrage. It is like purely manufactured. It's just people go... It's like, once again, another long way around saying the N-word. Long way around saying the P-word. I don't want to just type N-E-R, you know. I don't want to just type P-K-I on Twitter. So I'm going to cry about the graffiti stickers instead. It's just so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to give a fuck about this. Holy shit.